Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we can celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you this week. We are going to be talking about taking emotional control of what's next. So we are diving deep into this new year, new me concept that the whole world loves because it is important that we talk about this concept because we truly believe that every day you can be the best you. And we believe that it's just the small little habits. It's the small little things. It's taking time to check in with yourself. It's taking time to recognize yourself. So last episode, we really dived into creating that vision and then pivoting when it's not working, right? And how it's important to check in last year to create next year, even though it's not really, there's no real calendar. Our brain just thinks it's all the same year. And so this, we really want to talk about how you actually take control sometimes, like emotionally, right? Sometimes we feel like the situation's too much. I don't know how to handle this, but we need to really realize that like our emotions are going to be like how we deal with it, right? So you can't control the year, but you can control how you show up in it. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, when you start like the whole new year, you get this like dopamine hit. A lot of us do. Like some of us are like, oh my God, it's a new year. But a lot of us are like, yeah, new year, let's do it. And it's like that dopamine hit that eventually wears off when you realize like you actually have to do the things to be the new person. And so we want to take that like dopamine hit and like that emotion, that excitement, and we want to show you how you can actually use that to be consistent. And like Ashley was saying, like channel those emotions, like not get, I mean, getting hyped is fun, but like when you get overhyped, you can just like go, I mean, I
Mhm.
can go like off the edge, right? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then I get overwhelmed. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. And I have to do this and I have to do that. And how am I going to rearrange this? And it happens like every single time. Every time that like it, new year, summer starts, then the school year starts back. It's like these big things for me during my year. It's like that like overdrive of like I got to switch everything up and do a whole new thing and it's so overwhelming and it's hard to stick to. And so you have to really have a plan and know in advance what we're going to talk about today, like how to take those emotions and like use them but like reel it back in a little bit.
And I think I'm gonna say this like any opportunity I have to say this, your emotion, like your emotions, your feelings come from your thoughts. So again, if you're not working on your thoughts consistently, constantly, you're not like being mindful of what you're thinking and what you're around and what's surrounding you and how that's affecting you, then your feelings are gonna be terrible. They're going to feel the feels. They're going to feel like anxious. You're going to feel terrible. Like whatever it is, you're going to feel that because that's what your thoughts are leading you to.
Yeah.
Remember, once you take control of your thoughts, you can take control of your emotions and your feelings. I think too, so many times we want to blame other people for like how we're feeling and like how, we're acting in this moment. So like maybe you are at this point where you're like, oh my God, holiday rush, and you just get like so anxious and anxiety and like no one wants to be around you, right? Take control of those thoughts, right? What can I do differently? Like I need a break, obviously, if I'm anxious and losing and I'm crashing out and I'm losing my brain cells, right? I need a break. That's just like, right? So then if that's the case, then I need to then tell myself, hey, I need a break. That break is gonna make me feel better. So now I'm creating that feeling of, okay, well, if I do this, like I'm creating a safety net almost for myself.
One thing that Ashley does really well, she's had to do this already at least once that I can remember in the past like month probably, is remind me that like this is a temporary season. And it's always like that. Like it's always a temporary season. Like so if you're feeling super overwhelmed about whatever it is, the new year, like the holidays, like maybe you just aren't where you thought you would be. Maybe you don't know like even what goals you want or like where you want to go or and this is all just like overwhelming and like you feel out of control in your head. Just like take a step back and be like this is a short season. Like we will figure it out. It's always going to work out. It's always going to work out no matter what like you pick, no matter what choice you make, no matter how you move forward. I know in my heart, like, God will not open a door that is not meant for me. Like, He will shut the door that I'm not supposed to walk through. So it really doesn't matter which path I take because it will all lead me to where I'm supposed to be. And so if you're feeling that overwhelmed sense of anxiety, just take that and just know it's going to all work out in the end. And this could just be like a small little season for you where you need to like slow it down. I had to slow it down like this year and reflect and be like, okay, it's okay if we're not rushing. It's okay if we plan ahead. I have to plan ahead a lot of things in my life. Otherwise, case in point, today we had we had swim practice. It was a makeup swim, so I don't normally have swim today with my kids, and I realized it was 8 minutes before swim started. We were still at home. We didn't have shoes on. Pierce didn't even have his bathing suit on. Like, do you know? And so I was like, I almost just canceled it and was like, never mind. But I was like, okay. And we're getting out the door, and I'm not yelling, but I'm like, Gavin, like I told you to get your shoes on. I told you, blah, 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 blah. And so he gets in the car. He's the last one in the car, Gavin. And I was just like, you know what, buddy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm the adult. It is not your fault that we are running late. It is absolutely my fault. It's not your fault. I should have prepared you. We should have prepared better. And
Right.
so anyway, all that to say, when you're thinking about like the new year and those like anxieties and all the things, prepare for it. Prepare for now. Like
Mhm.
prepare now. And even if you're not ready by January 1st, and Ashley keeps saying like January 1st is just it's just an arbitrary point in time. Like it really doesn't even mean that much. We just make it out to be a big thing because mark people can market planners and all sorts of fun things. But if you plan ahead and you really think through like your week and your goals, and you can really pre-plan so much and feel way less anxiety. That is like the biggest thing that will trigger me is if I don't plan.
Yeah. So I have like 5,000 things I want to say based on that. We'll see how many things I remember. But I want to say, I say this like, these are one of the things I will tell you anytime I have the opportunity. My eighth grade, maybe it was my seventh grade teacher, but she said this to me and it stuck with me. So I'm going to give you guys this lesson. Like I try to give you guys every time I can is what if a leaf fell on the ground because an ant needed shade? Nothing is random. Right?
Mhm.
Nothing is random. We don't know why something is happening, but it is happening because there is a reason. And I think another thing that Jackie said that I wanted to add to is she was saying like no matter what door I walk through, that's where I'm supposed to go. It doesn't matter. Also, like think about it this way. Maybe you needed to go through whatever fire, whatever hoops, because there was a lesson you needed to learn and you
Yep.
still haven't learned that lesson. You can't succeed. You can't be whatever you want to be if you're still have the same behavior, the same actions, the same thoughts, the same
Yeah.
emotions, the same feelings. You have to learn that lesson. And so, like, you're right. Like, why am I stuck in the same position? Why is this? Maybe because there's a lesson there that you haven't learned yet because you're not taking time to reflect on how you behaved, how you acted. You're not taking time to reflect on, like, what have I could have done better, right? You're not taking time to even reflect, hey, I am doing all this, right? Sometimes it is you're doing all this, but maybe there was something more you need to do. Maybe you're just not meeting that mark yet, right? And I think that's so many times it is. It's not that you're not doing what you need to do. It's not you're not getting where you need to be. There's a lesson you need to learn to get to where you need to be. And sometimes it's just like letting go of something. Like maybe it's letting go of a thought, or maybe it's like letting go of like this perfect picture of what it actually is. And then maybe you realize that it's actually already happening, what you've been waiting for. Right. And sometimes it's just literally something like that. You need to pop a bubble, I find. Another thing I wanted to say, now I'm like already losing my train of thought. But there were so many thoughts of what Jackie said. It was so good. Like I just want to go back and like rewind. It was so good. But I just think that it's not just I think this is what I was gonna say. It's not just like about seasons, it's not about that, but like when you tell yourself, oh, on January 1st, I need to do XYZ, and then you don't show up for yourself on January 1st, then that's a snowball effect. Because now, right, you think January 1st is the beginning, the tail, right? That's the line leader, right? Think about we're back in school. That's the line leader. Imagine the line leader stop being the line leader. Now your whole line is just like all over the place. If you've seen children in line, like your line is now all over the place about your line leader, right? And that's what you think. That's the snowball effect. When you put such a big like responsibility on yourself, like such a big thing on your plate, like I'm gonna have my whole life put together by January 1st, even though I barely have figured out the holiday season yet. Like, that is such a big thing to put on your plate. Stop. Stop doing that right now. Delete all these thoughts of like, by January 1st, I need to know exactly what I'm doing for the next 365 days. Because once you do that to yourself, it is a snowball effect. You feel like you can never keep up that year. You will continue to feel like you will never keep up. You'll continue to feel like I can't get forward because January 1st didn't go the way you wanted. January didn't go the way you wanted. Like, right? I think, Jackie and I spent way too long last night down a rabbit hole doing Notion planning. But one of the things we set up for Jackie was quarters. And I want to talk about this, right? I think that idea of quarters is so beautiful, right? Okay, from January to March is a quarter. So I'm going to just focus on quarter one, right? And then I'm just going to focus on quarter two. And then I'm just going to focus on quarter three. Then I'm just going to focus on quarter four. Well, what starts happening is you're now ahead. You're not behind because once you realize, oh, I'm only focusing on 3 months. Wow, this is easy to plan. Wow, this is easy to set up. Wow, these goals are easy to match. Wow, this vision is easy because I only have 90 days, right? Compared to 365 days,
Yeah,
right? It's a
it's
big thing.
overwhelming.
We have to delete these ideas that we have to like have it all put together, right? Again, this is you controlling your feelings. If you can control your feelings, that means you can control your emotions. But you also have to be brave enough to look at yourself and tell yourself if it's in the mirror, if it's while you're sitting in bed, it's while you're journaling, it's while you're listening to your favorite music, it's while you're sipping your coffee. What could I have done better today? How could I have been better today to myself? How could I have been better today to my family? How could I have been better to my schedule today? How could I have been better to my house chores? How could I have been better to my kids today? How could I have done more for myself today? And you ask yourself these bold, brave questions, it doesn't matter what you're feeling. It doesn't matter what your thoughts are. You're never going to have your feelings in control.
Honestly, this is really helping me because I've been watching a lot of like get ready for 2026 videos. I love watching things like that on YouTube, like, and they're just so inspiring, I just take bits and pieces, but it's so overwhelming trying to think of what do I want my goal at the end of a year to be. That's a large chunk of time. And last year, Ashley was doing the monthly vision boards, and I was like, yeah, but a month, like, that's just not a lot of time. Like, month, I don't know. I just never, like, I could never get on board with the month goal, right? And right now, it's just like all clicking into place in my head. Because if you think about it, like when we talk about doing little habits, right? We'll just take weight loss, for example, just because I just know a lot about that because I do a lot of health stuff. Okay, so everyone wants this like huge transformation in like 1 month and they want to lose like 20 pounds in a month, whatever. And they like change their whole diet and exercise and all the water and everything that they do. But it's so hard to be consistent and you can't sustain that. And so what if you just broke it down month by month? Okay, month number one, I'm going to just drink more water. Like I'm gonna drink 2 of my whatever bottles of water. I'm gonna drink 2 of those because right now I'm drinking like one or half of one. So like you drink more water. And then the next month you're like, okay, how many steps am I getting? So now I'm gonna get more steps. And the next month you're like, okay, I'm gonna increase my protein. And the next month you're like, I'm gonna stick to a calorie. Anyway, and you just incorporate one habit every single month. And that's just like your goal for the month. And so you have a monthly goal. By 6 months, you're not, I mean, you probably will look different, but you're going to feel so different. Like you'll have an overall better lifestyle. And people just, I don't know, it's so overwhelming to think about the whole year. Why are we not thinking about just a month? And
Yeah.
it's less overwhelming to start over. Like if you're like, oh, this goal doesn't align with me, now you're like, oh man, it's not January. Do I have to wait till January to like start a whole new goal? Like, no, like you just start over. Like, you
Yeah.
know?
I think it's about knowing yourself. So like for Jackie, maybe a monthly goal is good for her, right? Like, okay, I'm just add water. But you might know yourself and you'll be like, man, I barely even made it to the gym that one time, right? And that it happens. We know ourselves. I'm going to say this every single time, right? Me and Jack can go back and forth saying what we would do, but you know yourself. So when we say, okay, a month's great, you might look at that and be like, I need like checking myself in like 3 days, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's okay. Stop. Like, I think like one thing, like, I think something like I noticed between Jackie and I is we really want you guys to understand that you don't need to listen to society. We need to break all these like rules that we made up that are not real. Like, we have to have our whole year together by January 1st. That's a lie. We need to have a goal that's so big that we're going to accomplish it throughout the entire year. What? That's crazy. That's not how goals work anyway, right? Goals are not like that, right? A goal is breaking down into steps. So instead of having this, like, oh my God, by the end of the year, I'm going to make $5,000. Well, that's great. That's a great goal. But what's the steps to get there? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe break it down. Like, hey, January, I'm going to do this, right? And then again, it's not emotional control. So
Yeah.
walking into we're gonna lose this idea of next year. Walking into what's coming next and saying, I have this, I can handle this because I was able to handle XYZ, because I was able to handle this, right? And sometimes it's not even that you can handle it. Sometimes it's just like, I'm just surviving here and I'm just gonna go with it. Like,
Hmm.
it is what it is. Let's just move on, right? And that's that thing where it's like, maybe it's just the season, or maybe it is, and I think sometimes too, and I think that's just like how my brain works. But I think so many times we want to blame someone else for why we didn't get ahead. We want to blame someone else for like why this year was the way it was. We want to blame someone else for like what you're feeling. We want to blame someone else for what is happening inside of us.
Yeah.
Stop blaming other people. Check in with your your feelings, your emotions by checking in with your thoughts, saying, if I think that that person did me wrong because I expected them to do something for me and then they didn't do it, and now I'm disappointed and sad. I'm gonna be mad at them because they didn't do what I wanted to do. Well, you were the one that had those expectations. You were the ones that had that feeling. You were the one that had those thoughts that they were gonna do it, right? That was on you. Right? And I think that's such a powerful lesson. You have to separate, you have to delete the emotion sometime. I know that sounds crazy, but you need to say, I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling, right? I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling sad. Delete that for a second and say, what is going on deep down inside me? What are the thoughts am I having? Are they good? Are they negative? Right? And then sometimes, like something I've personally, like for me, I will cry it out and then I will reflect on what those thoughts are and say, hmm, hmm, what is
Yeah.
that thought connected to? What is that thought connected to, right? And sometimes it's not even a thought. Sometimes it's you're hungry. Sometimes it's you didn't have enough water today. Sometimes you
Need
didn't
a
have
nap.
enough, yeah, sometimes you didn't have enough sunshine today. Or maybe it was something I realized too is my body will know like it was someone's death, like like today's the day someone died. Like I don't know what it is, but my body will like know like something bad happened this day, right? And my body will feel that sadness today, even though I can't connect what is going on.
Yeah.
It just happens.
I No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it just happens. Like that's
Yeah.
life.
I find that, and I know I talk about journaling all the time. I know journaling isn't for everyone. And maybe it's talking things through. Like Ashley likes to talk. So maybe she like sends herself a voice memo and like that's her version of journaling. Like journaling doesn't necessarily mean writing. Like it's however you want to like get your thoughts out of your brain. But for me, speaking of like feeling like someone else is making you feel a certain way, right? Which is valid to feel for sure, but I have gone through this past year. I did a lot of like searching of why I feel the way I feel, and some of it did involve other people, and I'd be like, this person is making me feel this way, super valid. And I'd be like, but why are they making me feel that way? Like what is it about what they're doing or how maybe I feel about myself? A lot of the time it is things that we're feeling about ourselves, and we're like, it's like insecure, and somehow we like put this in other people. And so anyway, I will write like, this is how I'm feeling, and this is they're making me feel this way, this is the situation that happened. And then I'll be like, start to think about why, and I just like literally just go and just write, and things just come out, and I start to realize stuff about myself. I love journaling, and if you like go on TikTok and look up people that journal, they will say like the same thing. It just somehow thoughts just come to you that you didn't even realize that you had. It's like you get in like this flow state. And I just think journaling is freaking amazing. I know at first it's like super weird and you're like, I don't know what to write. But if you just think about an emotion that you're having, happy, sad, frustrated, overwhelmed, or like a situation that happened, and you just start writing about it, like you will learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, a
That's all
hundred
I'll say.
percent. For me, like you said, I'm not the best at journaling sometimes, but for me, I will like go sit on the floor somewhere, like if it's in the bathroom, if it's my garage, and I will just close the door, or I'll go sit in the bath, and I'll just like I don't know, I like talk to myself. I know that's like
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
say
Like
that's
it's all like
crazy.
meditation.
Like people are like, "Oh, it's crazy you talk to yourself," but like I kind of like talk to myself in a way. Like I'm like, this is what
Yeah.
I'm feeling. Like, what is that from, right? sometimes too, like I start learning that, like I start realizing that I'm actually like maybe feeling what I was feeling so long ago, but I didn't like deal with that. And so it's coming
Mm.
back in a different situation because that triggered me. Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what happens. Right. So it's so important that you have this control over your emotion because emotional control equals intentional response. It's it's important. Like this is
Yeah.
so important. So it's not just going to 2026 understanding that I can control what I'm feeling so I can control my emotions, right? Or did I say no, I said that wrong. It's not going to 26 that I whatever. But I think I was trying to say it's like sorry, I said backwards and then my brain's like, what? But it's not going to 26 say like 2026. It's going to 2026 saying I can control my thoughts so I can control my emotions. That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say. Like that is so important. I think sometimes too, when you don't know how to control your thoughts, like it's okay not to, right? No, unfortunately, we were not taught this in school. This was not like something they taught us because unfortunately, that's just what it is, right? It's okay just to say, I don't know how I feel on this, right? Or I don't know what to do with these, like what I'm, like what my thoughts are right now.
Yeah.
Just, just put them somewhere. Write them on a sticky note, write them on a paper towel, voice record them to yourself, voice record them to your bestie, and go back later and reflect on them when you have time, right? Sometimes you just need to get them out and move on from that day because as much as you want to feel what you're feeling right now, your child needs you. You need dinner. You're falling apart. Like it's just not worth the time to invest in it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just letting it go. Sometimes I tell myself that. I'm like, Jackie, I know that you think this is so important right now, but like in a few days from now, and a month from now, like you're not even gonna remember this. Like, please just let it go. It happened. You made this decision or this situation happened and it
Hmm.
didn't affect you didn't feel very good about it. It kind of it's in the past. Like just move forward. Like let it go. And it's harder. It's harder than it seems. It's easy to say let it go. But I
Let
just
it
have to tell
go.
myself over and over again, let it go. Sometimes writing it down helps you let it go. Sometimes just saying it in your mind, saying it to yourself helps you let it go. Or sometimes you just gotta
Sometimes
tell
you
yourself
just
let it go.
yeah, I mean, like, and thank gosh, there's tools out there today. So you can have a therapist, a journal, it could be, a Google Drive, it can be YouTube videos, whatever it is, it can be a mentor, right? It can be even like you are really into your faith, your religion, so you're gonna go talk to maybe your priest, your rabbi, right? Your rabbison, right? Go to someone you trust with your thoughts too. Like I think that's so important is to have one person that you can take your thoughts to. And not you don't need 5,000 people, you don't need 2 people, you don't need 10 people. You just need one person that you could take every single thought you have and it doesn't have to be your partner, it doesn't have to be your mom, it doesn't have to be your dad. It could be someone. I have Jackie. Jackie's my person. But I go to Jackie with every single thought. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be like the most weirdest thought ever. I just go to Jackie and be like, da na 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 I had a theory about this. Da na na I had a thought about this. Da na 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 what if we did that all day, every day, right? But and it doesn't even matter if Jackie responds or not. I can care less. Sometimes we'd be like, Jackie, did you listen to the audio message? And she'll be like, Ashley, did you listen to the audio? It doesn't matter. It's the fact that I'm getting it off my chest and I'm sharing it with someone that I feel confident that I can share it with. And I think that brings confidence in yourself when you're open to share what your thoughts are, then all of a sudden your emotions will change because
Yeah.
now you are brave enough to face them. You're
Yeah.
brave enough to face your thoughts. It's a crazy world.
Yeah. And when you start like honoring your like I guess honoring your emotions. Obviously, like sometimes emotions can take you to a crazy place. So like we were saying, like you just gotta like really kind of stop them and be like, how am I feeling and like why and all that stuff. But dang, I just lost what I was gonna say. I had a good thought. I hear my kids out there just like rumbling around with each other, like going crazy, and I'm like trying. My brain's like, I cannot concentrate on both at the same time. Anyways, but oh, I remember. Like you'll gain more confidence in yourself, is what I wanted to say. Like you'll gain more confidence in yourself when you start to trust yourself and like take that emotion and be like, see, they're like knocking my door now, and be like, why am I feeling this way? Is this real? Do I need to let it go? And then your brain will start like you just start know. It's like you build some confidence from that too. I feel
And
like I have.
I think this goes back to another episode, so I'm gonna link it at the end. If you guys go that, if you're on our YouTube, you'll be able to see the link. But I think this really goes back to the episode where we talked about how when you control, like when you show up for yourself and you do the things for yourself, everything around you is going to be 1,000,000,000 quadrillion times better. Your family, your love life, your work life, your balance, your routines, your habits, like every little thing, you are the base of everything. Like it is like making a it's like making like bread, right? If we were making bread and I was the yeast and I didn't feel like I had enough yeast to give, right? Then that bread would not rise and I would not have bread. I would have matzah, right? It's so, but that's the thing, is
Yeah.
you need yourself. You're a main ingredient. So if you don't have enough of you to give into any situation, then you can't show up in that situation.
Yep.
So we hope in this new year, if you want to call it the new year, if you want to just call it January, whatever you want to call it, Q1, we hope that you,
Next season.
yeah, next season, just know you are enough and whatever you thought you have, just know that those are going to turn into feelings and you have the ability to control them. You just have to find the tools. And
Yep.
we're here for you and we love you all and we hope this is the best conversation. We hope you're enjoying your holiday season and we'll see you next Wednesday and every Wednesday.
We love you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.